So how old were you when you committed this crime?
21.
The baby that was killed, how was the baby?
How old was the baby?
18 months.
What was her name?
Coreyanna Michelle Anderson.
And how did she die?
I smothered her.
Why mother her?
Just
Why?
because she was a girl.
Hey, good afternoon. Ms. Anderson, would you introduce yourself? Tell us your name and DOC number, please.
Selena Anderson, 405394.
All right, Ms. Anderson, you're here this afternoon. You're seeking a commutation of your sentence. Let me acknowledge the folks who are here with us today. On Zoom, we have, let's see, Setua Jackson here with us. We have Kim Swinney, Joseph Anderson on Zoom, Case DeFilo, and Kathy Randalls, Tiziana Young here in Baton Rouge, Karen Copeland, Christy Sheremy, Sabrina Monaco, Demetrici Moore, and Ashley Posey. We'll call on those. And we also have joining us by Zoom, Corey Palmer, representing the victim. So, Ms. Anderson, you were sentenced in St. John the Baptist Parish in January 1999 for a life sentence for a second-degree murder. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Your case has been assigned to Mrs. Jackson. Would you answer her questions?
Yes, ma'am.
Soon, Ms. Anderson, how are you doing today?
Okay.
How old are you?
28. I'm at 48.
She's
Okay.
a little nervous this morning.
How long have you been incarcerated?
29 years.
So how old were you when you committed this crime?
21.
The baby that was killed, how was the baby?
How old was the baby?
18 months.
What was her name?
Coreyanna Michelle Anderson.
And how did she die?
I smothered her.
Why mother her?
Just
Why?
because she was a girl.
You smothered her because she was a girl? Want to explain that to me?
You know, like, I always had boys, but when I had the girl, when I had Coreyanna, I was getting like different thoughts about her. And that day,
What do you mean different thoughts about her?
meaning about her being a little girl, I always wanted all boys, but I had a girl.
Well, let's talk about that, because I'm telling you, Ms. Anderson, I've got some real concerns in this case. You had a baby that died at 19 days. What was that baby's name?
Ronald, my son Ronald Anderson.
Okay. And how did Ronald die?
He had pneumonia.
Did you take him to a doctor?
Yes, ma'am.
And did the doctors treat him for his pneumonia?
Yes, ma'am.
So how did he end up dying?
They told me to give him just plain liquids for a while, and he died at home.
And then you had a 4-month-old to die.
Yes,
What
ma'am.
what was that baby's name?
Rondon Anderson,
And how did Rhonda die?
said sudden infant death syndrome, SIDS.
You know, it's very rare, Ms. Anderson, for a person to have 3 children to die in infancy or in the toddler stage. And I will tell you that we have a letter in our record from the district attorney's office that indicates that you were suspected. They might not have had enough evidence to put the cases together, but they suspected you of killing your first 2 babies who actually were boys. So why should me or other members of the board feel comfortable letting you out of prison given the unfortunate circumstances with all 3 of your children?
Because yes, I did harm my daughter Coreyanna, and I know I was wrong, but as far as Rondon and Lil Ronnie, I did not, it was just natural causes with them.
But again, your explanation for why you killed the little girl is just so bizarre. Killed her because she was a girl. How did you, her neck was broken. I'm trying to understand, how did her neck get broken?
She was,
Autopsy showed that she had a broken neck. So what triggered you to kill that? I mean, by 18 months, they're up walking and, you know, toddling around. They've got a little personality. They can interact with you, and yet you deliberately chose to kill that little girl. And I'm trying to understand why. Did you not love her?
yes, ma'am, I did.
Then why would you kill her? Have you ever been diagnosed with suffering from some form of mental illness?
At home, it was depression.
Were you ever formally diagnosed with depression? Were you ever treated for depression?
Yes, ma'am.
When?
When I was home, when I had to when I tried to kill myself and had to go to Chalmette Hospital.
And when was that?
I was home. I don't remember the year.
After you killed your little girl, what did you do?
I went in. That's when I called the police and I told them that she was missing.
And what had you done with her body?
Put in the backyard.
And why did you do that?
I don't know. I was scared.
So, let's fast forward, I looked at your risk assessment. It was an overall low risk assessment, but you rated high for mental health needs and high for antisocial thinking. So again, tell me what was going on in your head when you decided to choke that baby so hard that you broke her neck. What was going on in your head?
Yeah, we had just came from the laundry and she was asleep. I just put her to sleep.
So you strangled her while she was sleeping?
I smothered her.
Well, I'm just looking at the doctor said the child received a broken neck and had some blood in her mouth. When asked what type of force would it take to inflict this type of injury on the child, Dr. Ivy replied that a great deal of force must have been applied for the neck to break as it did. The blood in the child's mouth could only be the result of severe trauma where the child was shaken or dropped. So you did more than just smother the child. Do you understand why I would have some concerns about your mental health?
Man.
Have you received any kind of treatment for mental health issues since your incarceration?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
And what kind of treatment did you receive?
I was put on medication and getting in self-help program.
What kind of medication were you on?
When I first came, I was on Haldol and I don't remember the exact.
How long were you on medication?
For like a few years.
And why were you taken off the medication, or why did you stop taking the medication?
Because by me going to my classes and getting help, it really helped me with the things that I was going through.
Were you a drug or alcohol user?
No, ma'am.
Well, I see you to accelerate recovery and living in balance. Those are both kind of substance abuse programs. So why'd you take those if you didn't have a history of substance abuse?
Because by me I just gotten a lot of self-help programs, to understand people, like some of my associates, they was.
I'm more interested in what programs helped you understand what would allow you to kill a helpless little baby girl. And what programs have helped you deal with that?
I have parenting program helped me
How
fixing
so?
things that
How did parenting classes help you?
it shows me how to be a better mom.
What did you learn?
I learned, now it's like when I have a kid, just love them, like give them motherly love. you know,
You had to take a class for that?
no, ma'am.
Lauren, what can you tell us about Miss Anderson?
Sure. Ms. Anderson is a minimum custody inmate with us. She works in the recreation department. She really enjoys her job and helping some of the other ladies to give back in her community. She hasn't had a write-up since 2014. And I did also want to note, since she had brought up some mental health treatment in the past, she is not currently on medication, but she still does see the mental health staff, the social workers, and psychiatry for follow-up. So she routinely sees mental health staff, but she's just not on any medication currently. So she was most recently seen in July.
Did they provide something for us?
No, ma'am, she had taken medicine, and then she had noted she had gotten off the medication a couple of years ago, but we still do follow her with a diagnosis for major depressive disorder.
No. Miss Anderson, you have a transition plan?
Yes, ma'am. I
Okay.
was accepted in Diamond House in New Orleans.
Okay, and what is the Diamond House in New Orleans?
Is a transition house with the boat.
Okay. And then what?
And I'm gonna go online and get a job, and then while waiting on my job, I'm gonna help give back to my community by going help out at the churches and helping my sister-in-law with my brother that's paralyzed.
What if you get the feeling that you need to kill your brother-in-law because he's paralyzed?
And I'm just gonna go get help.
But you might not get it in time.
No one in their right mind will want you around someone else that's vulnerable. That baby had no chance. You killed her because she was a girl? I know that some parents have a proclivity towards one gender over the other when it comes to their offspring, but this is no excuse. I'm not sure what's going on, but a lot of these criminals, they just act like they don't have any options left. Adoption is always an option. It's hard to believe that she's really sorry about this. If you were really sorry, you would just sit there and do your time. That's the least you could do. I just know that this baby was frightened, hurt, and confused about what was going on. I'll leave a link to the case overview in the description box.
That's all I have.
I don't see any other questions, so let's hear from those who want to speak in support. And so first, we'd like to hear from Miss Jackson, I suppose. I can't pronounce that.
That's okay. Osetawa.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you so much. In my capacity as the co-sponsor of the LCIW Drama Club for over 20 years, I've had the opportunity to come to know the true character of Selena Anderson. She continues to demonstrate a commitment to upholding the rules and protocols of the facility as well as the members of the drama club. She currently acts as a liaison between the facility and the members of the drama club, which demonstrates that she has the capacity to be trustworthy and to be communicate clearly what is expected from the administration and how we as the drama club members can fulfill our obligations in order to produce these wonderful presentations that we do. She's also demonstrated the ability to be committed to the success of the drama club. The drama club is people who want to be on stage. Selena doesn't want to be on stage. She wants to be in the background. She currently acts as the stage manager and the director of many of our productions, which means that she's more concerned about making sure other people shine. And so as a result of that, I've come to see how she manifests devotion, commitment, and she's very trustworthy. So I hope that you would consider her in the commutation of her sentence. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Appreciate those remarks. Also on Zoom, Taste of Philo.
Hi, I'm here.
Go ahead.
Can you hear me? Okay. Um, Throughout the years that I've known Selena, when I first met Selena, she was very, a very caring individual. I did not know the nature of her crime, as many of us may not know. I am a formerly incarcerated individual. I am now a federal employee. A lot of the motivation in order for me to succeed out here came from Selena Anderson. I continue to be in constant communication with her. Selena gave me valuable information while I was incarcerated in order for me to keep moving. It was times that I wanted to just give up. She became like a sister to me, an older sister. I'm not sure exactly what her mental state was when her crime was committed, but I can assure you from personal experiences that Selena has shown me that she is capable of sustaining a lifestyle outside of incarceration. Selena has been an advocate for the voices that are unheard inside of LCIW. She has also been there for a lot of the elderly folk inside of LCIW who don't have a support system outside of LCIW. She helps to feed them, bathe them, make sure they take their medication. The officers in LCIW trust Selena. They have given her opportunities that other inmates may not ever receive. Upon her release, I plan on giving Selena every type of support that I am able to give her, whether that be financially, a place where she needs to rest her head. There are a lot of programs that I have been involved in since my release from LCIW that have open arms to Selena when she come home. We have the drama club. There's VOTE. There's formerly incarcerated women and girls. There's so many organizations out here that are willing to give formerly incarcerated people a chance, and she is number one on the list. There is no doubt in my mind that she will be successful out here. That's all I have to say.
All right, thank you. We appreciate your participation. And here with us in Baton Rouge, we have Joseph Anderson. We'd like to hear from you, sir. Yes, please.
How you doing? I'm the oldest of Selena Anderson. It's father. She's the baby. And coming up as kids, Selena was pretty much one of the fun kid that would make everybody laugh around the house. And when this happened many years ago, it was like, what's going on with that? But my Selena was being incarcerated for 3 years. I've visited me and my mother, she's deceased now. But we'll come visit and I see a difference in Selena now for a person. I can say back then, but now that happened, it was like, okay. But now as a person, she's a changed person for what I see as a brother. Because I was there from day one, I'm the oldest. And by her getting released from here, she's gonna help out with, like I said, my brother, he pretty much in a situation that he had a stroke 3 years ago, and she can help out with the family. And myself, I am a survivor of kidney. I just received a kidney of last year. I was on dialysis for like 4 years, and she can help with the family with my situation. And pretty much that's about it.
Thank you, sir. We appreciate you being here today.
Yeah.
Thank you. I don't think I have anybody else who's indicated they'd like to speak. So Selena, is there a statement you'd like to make?
Yes, Mike.
I'm sorry, who is it?
Kathy.
Well, but my indication is no, and we've already heard from the three speakers. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah, so we'll hear from Miss Selena's statement now.
Yes, ma'am. I want to take the time to thank you all for allowing me to sit and speak in front of you today. I know that you all have viewed my case and you may have concerns about me, but not a day go by that I don't think about my daughter and what I did to her. Yes, it was wrong for me to take her life of my own child, and she didn't deserve it. My heart hurts every day because of it. I am reminded daily that my choice created a ripple effect with unimaginable pain and suffering for the surviving victim, my family, and my community. I pray for victims daily. I can't change what happened. I'm not that 21-year-old girl anymore. I'm 48 now and ready to better myself in society by giving back to my community. I want to go out and tell my story so they wouldn't walk in the same footsteps I did. And I want to help the elderly and one day see forgiveness from the victim family and my family. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am, thank you. I think we are prepared to vote, Mrs. Jackson.
Selena, I still don't know why you killed Coreyanna. I still don't know why. And your explanation doesn't help me understand it any better. And I do have concerns that you have some serious mental health issues that perhaps have not yet been addressed. And it's hard for me to believe that you had 2 prior children that died from natural causes. I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't believe that they died from natural causes. I believe they weren't able to prove conclusively that you took their lives, but I believe that you did. And I don't know what the psychological motivation for that was. I don't know. But I don't know that it's been addressed either. And until it is, I just can't feel comfortable voting to release you. So my vote today is to deny. And I think you need some additional mental health treatment. Mr. Marabella.
Thank you, Madam Chairman. Sanderson, this is it's a bizarre case, I guess, is my comment. Like Judge Jackson, there's so many questions I still have after hearing this. I agree with everything that Judge Jackson has said. My vote likewise would be to deny. I do believe that you need, I think you've been evaluated, but I think there's something deeper there that needs to be explored. I would encourage you to try to get to the bottom of that. Good luck to you.
Mr. Freeman.
I concur with my colleagues for the same reason.
Ms. Anderson, I do agree with my colleagues. I'm concerned about you. I think there's some deeper issues that haven't been addressed. And I do hope that you seek the help that you need. But today, Ms. Anderson, your application for clemency has been denied. Thank you.
Thank you.